What's up, everyone? Out there on Twitch and on YouTube. What's up, Gnome saying? You doing well tonight? What we got here is your basic Poltergeist Alchemist. You know, the classic crawl combo. Jokes aside, this is a new species that's in 0.33. Here's a little bit of LearnDB factoids for you. It's undead, insubstantial, which means it can't be constricted, just like insubstantial monsters. I guess that's mostly constriction and no nets, a few other things. Yeah, rSticky, rNet, rConstrict, so I guess it does say it right there. I guess that would be, we call it rSticky, but it's like, that's specifically R. I wonder if that resists, I guess it's probably internally still called that. Anyway, the pyromancer bombardier beetle thing. And some innate RC. I guess every undead sea species does have RC plus, doesn't it? I don't think there is one even past or present. I don't know about Revenant. I assume Revenant does. Revenant is the other new species, which we're going to play now. Yeah, they also have RC, so it's kind of, you know, the standard thing. If you're dead, you're probably not too concerned about cold. Immunity to torment and negative energy. Worth noting that, well, no, actually RN Infinity does mean that, so never mind. That's correct. RN+++ does not give you torment immunity as a player. It does as a monster, but not as a player. But as it says, RN Infinity, rPois Infinity, meaning you cannot be poisoned in any way. So the big thing about Poltergeist, I don't know why I'm like going on and on about the resist, is they actually don't wear body armor. They only wear aux slots. So I have 6 totally interchangeable aux slots. They're kind of like, what if octopodes, but it was their armor, in a way. So I start with a +1 cloak to give a little bonus. I don't know what they had at first. I know some of the classes have gotten like an additional one, like maybe fighter or something has. I'm not sure if this changed at all. So they've got a little bit. They've got, you know, a little bit extra with it being enchanted and whatnot. You know, Alchemist is the class. We'll talk about that. They get AC through debuffs and an XP timed ability. So let's see. I don't actually know the full details of this very well. There's like 3 entries for Poltergeist. I guess we should go through it. Passive a little bit faster because I'm kind of taking my time here. Passive property of Poltergeist: hostile monsters gaining non-poison debuffs inside of you increase your AC for a short while. It's like you're spooking them or something. Extra AC for the first one debuffed and +1 for each further debuff. So there's caps on this AC that you get, and it scales with XL. So it gets better as you level up. What are the other entries? Beyond just hexes. Okay, so this is listing all the different ways in which you could get it. So initially I was saying, oh, I wanted to do Poen because it has very obvious synergy, which it does, but it might have been Gnome saying, or somebody mentioned that Alchemist actually kind of does more. Now, Alchemist does have a bunch of poison spells too, so not everything Alchemist does is going to intersect with this. And this is probably some kind of joke message. Feel bolstered by spreading. Oh yeah, I actually remember this conversation. Poltergeist yells the buff up. Yeah, you don't actually need RN. You don't need a ton of RN for crypt, as it turns out. RN plus is perfectly fine, and you don't even actually really need that. It's not nearly as bad as not having like our poison for swamp or spider, in my opinion. I guess it might be about as bad. Like it's nice to have some, but honestly, it feels like it's not even, excuse me, as bad as that. So I guess the other thing we should look up is the other entries for Poltergeist. Wait, what? The thing is an answer for... What is this? Okay, so it's just elaborating about their interchangeable slots. So yeah, you can put... Those interchangeable aux slots means, like it says here, hats, helmets, gloves, boots, cloaks, and scarves. So you can't do body armor or barding in those slots. And then what's the final entry say? Oh, and we haven't talked about their Cacophony. That's the other thing we need to look up. Same apps as vampires. They were strength. Let's do, yeah, we can look at their apt. Here, like a lot of undead species, they're not like anything good across the board. They have synergies, particularly with hexes. Alchemy, they are +1, so that's nice. Of course, they're undead, so they cannot shapeshift. Pretty unremarkable. Not great at melee weapons generally, sort of a stabber vibe, hence the +1 short blades, +0 long blades, whereas the rest of their apps are negative, and then they sort of have high throwing because, well, you know, it's sort of a... You know, there's not a lot of species that do have such a large throwing aptitude, and the theme is like their, it's like they're like, you know, how you see like those ghost movies where there's like some apparition and it's flinging stuff around. That's the idea. So this is Cacophony. We don't get this until XL13. That is, your self expands even further, dancing weapons of your worn armor. Filling up to 6 spaces, so this does more the more auxes you have equipped. With allies that drain, daze, confuse on hit. Stuck to acting only 2 spaces from the center of you, like phalanx, beetles, plus extremely loud the whole duration. Thank you for the follow, roguelike enjoyer 69. It's important to put those numbers on there to really explain details behind your preferences. They really add. Don't lose any of your... Okay, so the second thing about Cacophony, current AC while this is active. Okay. So you don't lose AC. It's not like the stuff becomes unequipped when you use this. It looks like it's saying it recharges pretty slowly. I guess it's supposed to be very strong, and as it says, it is quite loud. It must be quite the effect, I guess. And it looks like they're totally... They don't share damage in any way. You can't hit them with, you know, or if you damage them with so-called friendly fire, it doesn't do anything. So it seems like it's a probably pretty strong ability, or it's trying to... I've heard some negative things about it. And then the second thing we're doing is Alchemist, which I also don't have a win for. And there's less to say about this, thankfully. Root wands hit allies? No, I don't think so. Do they? Unfortunately, I haven't been using allies very much, so I don't know that they do that. I don't know if that's in the LearnDB or not. Yeah, I mean, that's what it says here, still. I don't... Oh, yeah, what happened is a recent Tracer rework from Wizardike got merged, and it's still a little bit buggy. It may have actually been fixed, and you may need to wait for a rebuild. Well... I don't know if, I don't know if, this will find it, but there's, yeah, that's the actual rework, but you can find it in the commit list, which I can't quite pull up right now, but yeah, I would check the commit list and see. Harmless beams prompting when hitting allies. Yeah, I think that's the one. See if you have that version or later in the version that you're playing, you know. !V will tell you what the version is that you're playing if you're playing online. Well, actually, if you're playing any version, either offline or online. We could even check with LM if this isn't decisive because oh, actually we actually put one right here. Yeah, so if this milestone is accurate relative to your current game, you don't have the latest fix. And you just got to get that, and it's probably you just need a rebuild. Yeah, CBR2. CBR2 only rebuilds once a day, so unfortunately you're gonna have to wait for that. So yeah, Alchemist. This was the merger of poison magic and transmutations. Yeah, well, it's just that I remember. Well, obviously, I do see all the daily commits that happen, usually at least. The new version of Venom Mage app. So this is actually kind of old by now. I just haven't been playing Crawl in a while. They have the older VM book, but Poisonous Vapors was upgraded to Mercury Vapors. And they also got Sticky Flame since that. Okay, cool. Sticky Flame is fun. I don't know if Sticky Flame has got any other changes, but it's a little bit less good now because of attacks of opportunity. I don't know if it got any further updates. It was just an outstanding spell, and even with opportunity attacks, it's going to be good. It's just not quite as good as it was. I don't know if it's had any further changes. And so I guess what we start with is just Poisonous Vapors. Did this used to be level 2? Also, I think my RC is still not quite correct. But wait a minute. They have an older VM book. Poisonous Vapors is upgraded to Mercury. What? The heck? I still seem to have the spell. Have yeah, it's like they're fallen angels. This is still Poisonous Vapors. I don't have Mercury Vapors. Mercury Arrow and Mephitic Cloud. I guess this is out of date. Was this changed in like Trunk or something? The rest of it looks correct. I have OTR, I have Sticky Flame. I don't have... Yeah, so anyway. I seem to still... I guess we got Poisonous Vapors back. Air and Toxic Vapors. Air is affected. Huh. Okay, well, LearnDB needs updating. Also, check out this nice D1 with like 4... Oh, God. Are we doing this again? Jeez. Why is my RC again failing with this? Unknown wands, unknown BC. I think my unknown stuff has gotten... Let's gotta fix this. I gotta go back to fixing this. I don't know why. I think it's gotten commented out or something. My pickup is all... Yeah, it totally has. That's really funny. Yeah, Manas is higher level, though. I'm more concerned about the fact that it's talking about Poisonous Vapors being, like, gone. We just have Mountain Dwarf fighters start with Manifold Assault? It's in your spells? What? Wait. Oh, range is 3. Oh, it got, like, nerfed. Hello? Oh, wow. The D1 shop is real. Mountain Dwarf does not start with Manas. Mountain Dwarf fighters should not start with Manifold Assault. You probably picked up a spellbook, Jeep, because... and just didn't realize it. So here we go, shop. Yeah, my guess is you just picked up a spell book. They do not start with that spell. Nice. I want to be careful about running here and getting... me 1 MP, please. Just need the 1 MP. Well, we're gonna pull up this magic, because I'm gonna die. Could you cast the spell? Thanks. I might not have died there, but let's get a Mercury arrow going. What does this spell do? That sounds pretty good. 2d6. What is it? Conjuration. -3 conj means we're not really gonna just do 2. I might have survived that, but there's a real chance that I was gonna die, so I'm just not gonna risk it. It was a nasty set of spawns to have. Jeepicus is on the mission to figure out how in the hell he got Manifold's Assault. Again, my guess is we got a dagger. That's nice. Gives us some stick to whack things with. So far, this is doing well. That was it was definitely spooky. The jackal pack there and all that other stuff. And I could have died if I didn't have that magic pot. Things could have been bad. I was down to HP or down to 8 HP. Dude. Yeah, I mean, there are D1 spellbooks that happen. Good old Mephitic Cloud. Now it's a good opportunity to read the entire contents of Meph Reasons. In LearnDB, everybody has to read that at some point. It's required. If you haven't, you're not actually a crawl player. No, these are not new vampires. Their vampires got moved to like talismans. These are not really similar to anything that came before. Frankly, both of the new undead are not similar to vampires, I would say. But yeah, there's isn't it the Sanguine Talisman that's in Trunk? That lets you become a vampire for any species. You know, I feel like this should be a redirect. Oh, yeah. Again, I always forget to find a new version of that song. Vampire form. There you go. Stabbing can raise a thrall. can use bat swarm form. At 50% HP, melee attacks are vampiric, scaling to shapeshifting skill. So they start to like get back HP, but only stab. I'm a stabber now. You all saw it. I like to stab. I guess I could train. I could train stealth +5 stealth. Like that's a lot of aptitude right there. I already do have 3 stealth, to be clear. So once we get to Conj, yeah, talismans are going to get some big changes in this version. We're going to get some new ones, and there's more work, I think, that's still planned for. So there's a lot more going to happen with talismans. So if you felt like, you know, maybe the talismans were kind of cool, but maybe they lacked something, you're certainly not alone. But Draco Omega has been hard at work. Ooh, nice. Hey, got that amulet of faith. Oh yeah, okay. I guess I have that inscription. Yeah, that I gotta fix my RC because something happened with. I guess I really do not need the stones at this point. Turn off the stones. And I'll read this on the stair. Oh no, well, still. Immolation. Log. Okay. Immolation is not as much of what I wanted, but so we get this to level 2. I guess we'll. It's a bit early to train fighting. I could train a bit of stealth, but and this here. Huh. Bolstered by fretting misfortune. Oh yeah, I got AC. Okay. Well, that works. Oh, dang it! I always forget to turn that off. What do I want to do next? Do some air so that we have meth. Alchemy, that's pure alchemy. Okay. Mostly I want meth to not have such an atrocious fail rate because it's a pretty good spell. For some reason I thought endoplasms are poison. Did they used to be? Kind of compelling to maybe get. I don't know that I'd want to turn this character into an outright stabber. Yeah, you can check it with like, say 30 endoplasm. They did indeed used to have it, so that must have been a nerf to make things a little bit easier for dear players who always die and never win. Yeah, for what does this do again? Arrow does, it does 2d6. That is quite a lot of damage. I guess I have low power. And what else is it? Conj. Not going to be training too much conj, maybe a little bit more to support, but... Fated altar to an unknown god. Who is it? Oka, Jiva, or Dith? Ooh, interesting. I don't really like Oka on this character. Jiva and Dith, though. I was kind of interested in trying Dith, but, you know, now that I'm Alchemist, I'm not quite sure. Actually, this is... I don't quite know where I'm going to take this character, now that I think about it, because it's... Can I look up spells? Will this get me? Great, of course not. Hexer. I mean, if I want to do a hexer, I don't really want to do... To be honest. I've never been... Like, why hep with hexes? Like, there's definitely some help there because you're getting, like, melee support, so it's not terrible. But surely, probably Dith is better. Dith doesn't especially have... I mean... Yeah... Oh, the Hep Hexer. You specifically mean the Hexer ancestor for Hep. You don't mean turn myself into a Hexer. I see. That makes more sense. Yeah, but that... So, then I'm sort of like, you know, I get extra AC, which is nice, but I feel like just using spells kind of solves that issue, because I don't really need AC if I just use damaging spells. The main issue with that, of course, is like, what spells do I use? I don't think this is up to date, sadly. Yeah, not if it's talking about 20. I wish I could look up which spells are alchemy. Like, is there a high-level alchemy spell? I kind of need to see that. Maybe, maybe that's in, maybe it has a spell list? Some Palisade and Hoarfrost Cannonade. Yeah, that new spell is only level 5, but that's definitely... I was testing it and giving catalytic detonation or something like that. I was testing it and giving Hellmonk some feedback, and he like buffed it. New and buffs rain down on people up to 3. A conscious new on over 5 turns. Buff rains. The buff rains. Okay, the buff that it applies to you rains down 3/3 reagent explosions up to 3 random non-adjacent foes, randomly hitting with fire, poison arrows, fire ice. If the explosions overlap, that overlap becomes irresistible and may mutate. So, huh. That's certainly interesting. It does sound like it could probably kill almost anything, including potentially orbs of fire. But, the issue, of course, with that... What's up, cool guy dude? The issue, of course, with that is, like, orb of... Say we're talking an orb of fire here, it's going to resist, it's going to resist all the main explosions, and you're going to have to get an overlap hit, which means you need to fight 2 at a time. So it's really not a... It's sort of a group fight spell. It's not a main single target spell. So you're going to need something else. And then that begs the question, well, what is that something else? I don't know that I want to really take this character into a lot of melee, like... Trickster being triggered aside, it feels like it's going to be kind of painful, because you can't really control, you know, if you're doing a lot of debuffs, well, you know, plenty of things aren't easily debuffable for the first point against it, and if you are doing those debuffs, you don't need the AC so much anyways. I mean, it is definitely still nice to have, but I'm trying to think of like an actual final trajectory. Like, do you become sort of a stabber? That's a thing you can do, obviously. And this character would certainly do that well. But I'm wondering how people's alchemists end up. Because alchemy... Now, did we have... What were the... were there any other spells? Sculpt Simulacrum. I don't know how viable that is as an endgame spell. Or Frost Cannonade. I think that's like middle tier. And then, of course, your Irradiate. Manus and Disto. Yeah, I mean, again, that's pretty sensible. Ranged effectively, just in a non-conventional range, but that's very not, you know... I mean, I guess it is, yeah. So you kind of, Alchemist, it sounds like a background where you kind of do leave it quite open to what it's going to do. Like, I could go into just straight air magic. The issue is -3 conj is making that pretty painful for air in particular. So I don't think I would really like to do that. And we looked at the rest of their aptitudes. Yeah, they're kind of built to not... I guess there's ice, if you wanted to. Like Polar Vortex would be a way, because that doesn't depend on conj. But if you're going to go for like spellcasting type, transition into a full spellcaster, say you find the right spells, you're not really well set up for earth at all. You're not well set up for a lot of air due to the conj -3, not quite offsetting the air +1 all that well. That's going to be pretty painful. I mean, it's still doable, but it's just kind of painful. You have to obviously go for like 27 air and only train some conj, but for the level 9s where you're going to need like 20 of each, it's going to be pretty painful to work with that -3. Sure. I'm just kind of wondering what those paths like end up looking like for an alchemist. It does look like it's kind of pushing you into, for this particular species, to kind of push you more towards hexy melee stuff just in general, because that does kind of happen to be what you're kind of good at. And the other, like, just pure spell casting, unless you want to go into summons, that would work perfectly fine. Forgecraft is probably not too bad. Of course, necromancy, that's another option too. Allies, basically. So allies are another thing I guess we can kind of look out for. It just kind of sucks because alchemy, A, doesn't work well with allies, and B, I don't have any spells that I'm not training for summons or necromancy. You know, I'd have to totally pivot over to summons, and I would only have a +0 app, so it would be slightly painful. But potentially doable if you do find good spells. Like, obviously, you could go Sif Muna or something like that and try to guarantee it, but you kind of need a starting set of spells to train off of to have a reason to train, because you don't want to just train a skill without having a drop that's commensurate with that. Okay, so what are we going to do next? I actually want to train some short blades and kind of go the sort of... I mean, that seems reasonable, right? To just sort of start with some short blades. Let me check this off again. LT. We have more to do with spells first, I think, before we go crazy. This better be identified. Yes, it is. Well, these weren't the best potions to have gotten. Magical power is nice, though. That's really nice. That's very good. Look at this. We got a +1 pair of gloves, it's pre-enchanted. That is what we like to call dev tools in the industry, folks. Why you gotta show up at twitch.tv/gammafunk. Not gonna see that kind of RNG anywhere else. Challenge you to find another crawl player that has found +1 gloves with such speed and accuracy. A range thing happen? Like, as actual ranged weapon? Ranged weapon with -2 is, you know, it's always doable, it's just kind of painful. And it's definitely a species that is, if it gets a viable setup, yeah, because it doesn't otherwise get access to a lot of Nope, ain't afraid of no ghosts. What's up, Nope? I knew you wouldn't be. I knew you wouldn't be. Wujian Council. Wujian is kind of interesting. I don't really trust it for this character quite so much. That Faded Altar was kind of cool. I would have liked either Jiva... I wonder how Jiva would be. Really a stabbing god, is it? Yeah, I can... Poltergeist. There's a bit of reading if you want to read through it, but it's a new species in Trunk. Obviously. This is where we want to use Mercury Arrow. Okay, that's where we want to miscast Mercury Arrow, apparently. Nice. Oh, wow. Cool. What do we got? Sigil Binding Diamond Saw Blades. Okay. Got Sticky Flame, we're going to want to get that. Yeah, VP, RIP VP, although there's an asterisk. Yeah, Jiva, PO can't mutate is a good point. Because there's a new Sanguine Talisman, as seen here. Oh, God, every time. Really, that should just be a redirect to Vampire form, which should talk about... I guess there's not much room in this entry, but... So it's sort of like a vamp melee, conditional vamp melee, creates some allies if you stab, and doesn't have bat form, but it has some sort of swarm ability, which is probably somewhat vaguely similar to the Cacophony ability that this Poltergeist will get eventually. I just found 13 gold pieces. I'm pretty hype about that. A wand, our first wand. What do these guys have for... Nice wand. Wand of Warping is nice. That's a good... Ah, so somehow... Wands are... I fixed wands, though. What is going on with the... Okay, that is so weird. There's something really bizarre happening with me. I fixed one thing and totally broke something else. Totally broke the rest of auto pickup. So now we have 3 pieces of armor. So Poltergeist, for those who are just tuning in like nope, are like kind of octopodes, except it's for your body armor slot. They don't wear body armor, they wear any combination they want of 6 different auxes, which are all the usual auxes, except you can't wear barding. So no body armor, no barding, but anything else can go in any of their 6 armor slots. Helmets, gloves, cloaks. You could have 6 cloaks, any weird mix. Whatever. It's madness, I say. Madness. I cannot become a tree, so I'm gonna have to say no on that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Kind of messed up. But so far it's kind of enjoyable. I'm enjoying it. Mostly because I have pretty good evasion, it seems. I'm just casting poisonous vapors over and over again, and so far kind of ignoring my other spells, but... okay, so that's enough alchemy. I think I could have overtrained that. Let's do some short blades. Let's try 4.0. And get a little bit... don't think we necessarily need. We'll just stick with our dagger, I guess. Ooh, Usk. Got your basic dancing weapon here. Locked in a cage. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Ooh, ouch. That hurt. Just that one magic dart did that much damage. And they say magic dart never does damage. That's what they say. At some point we gotta train. What are we gonna get here? OTR. OTR is quite good. That is definitely a spell to target. As is Sticky Flame, but I think I want... Well, I want them both, really. I just need the spell levels for them, so we're going to definitely have to train some spell casting pretty soon. You know, we're probably not getting too much. Let's go ahead and train... Well, no. Let's go back to that. We'll do this to 3. Because that shouldn't take too long. Stick with my plan. Done exploring. Okay, well. That's not a very nice room. Enchant armor, okay. What do we go for? What's the rarest thing? Pickle and his lemures. Enchant weapon. Alright. Up we go. I was hoping I could get Revelation. Oh, speaking of Revelation, we can get Revelation. We can just go buy it. Don't know why I didn't think about that. Let's see what we got over here. Whoa, dude. That is a lot of enchant weapon. And also I had one more left. I had a stack of 2. That's crazy. I just need to find like a good short blade and freaking enchant the heck out of it. Again, people ask how do you win crawl? I tell them it's the dev tools. That's what you need. Don't listen to all this like tactics and strategy BS. Dev tools every time. That's all you need. Ouch. Well, this isn't my favorite thing. Will this guy follow me? Go. What else? Huh. Okay, so I think we want to go back to our original staircase now. Yeah, for sure. Excellent. He's now isolated. Now he's going to hit me with a lek. I do have... what does this one do? damaging everyone points away, sometimes bleaking them. Okay. Probably worth a shot. Depends on how much he zaps me. I do have a heal wound, so I can probably risk, Oh, and I cannot... I'm our poison. I can meth the crap out of this dude. There is that. There is the miscast of 14%. It could hurt. But I mean, like... Yeah, no, we cast it. We cast it. Pickle, no. Pickle. Pickle. Why? Why? Alright, he's just gonna die. He's going to die. He is going to die. Thank you, Pickle, for actually dying. Okay, so we've got the 3. A little bit early to train fighting, I feel, even though it's cheap. I'm gonna do a couple levels of stealth, let's say. Okay. I did a couple levels of stealth, everyone. You saw it right here. Okay, I got my 3 spell casting. He said no pickles. Oh, I totally didn't. I was like, why did he put a picture of a cucumber in chat? I totally didn't make the connection there, so thank you for explaining that joke. Sometimes you have to explain a joke, and that's just the way it is. No shame in having to explain a joke sometimes. It's still cheap. I know. I know I'm not going to get that many levels. Wow, I got, like, a lot of XP. In fact, I can kind of turn off stealth now. That pickle was worth a lot, man. Okay, so let's go OTR. And then we just actually want maybe more spell casting so that we can do sticky. OTR is still a bit high, so we really do need to train more spell skills. Yeah, we can probably... I would love to enchant... what do we got down here? The Lemures are free now, so we don't gotta worry about them. Once again, this is really annoying. Why the auto pickup is like... I gotta go fix that somehow. It's really super annoying. Oh, go invis, will you? Not over here. Sure, yeah, we would like to get into Ecumenical Temple. Down on top of things. Would love to get into Ecumenical Temple if I could freaking get in there. This guy up with us. There's like so much stuff. Good. What god will we find indeed? Nope, I think we're going to find out. Get rid of this adder. Gonna subtract this adder. Well, I guess that's... What the heck? I just like walked down the stairs fully explored. So this is what we got. I have to take a quick restroom break, unfortunately, and I'll be back in just a sec, so feel free to debate which god. We've got Gozag, we've got Nemelex, Sif, Wu, Hep, Usk, Ru, and Moklub. Not all of those are in this temple, but... And then there's the Unknown Altar with Jiva, Oka, and Dith. So I'll be back in just a sec. And we're back. Yep, no, what the? Oh, right. Yeah, no Zen. I was actually looking for Zen until I realized, of course, undead. So Zen will not accept my worship, nor would LA, nor would TSO. Well, that is... Excommunication is just the way Zen happens to express his moderate dislike of your actions. He's a little miffed and he excommunicates you, it's all. Right now we're looking at... So, of the gods that we've got, I mean, Nemelex is always safe. It's sort of just a lot of additional damage. Usk is one way to, like, have stabbing synergy. Moklub is just like a bunch of additional damage. Rue is just a generic kind of power increase, not particular stabbing synergy, although there's a little bit going on with that. There is some with Apocalypse, but Apocalypse is mostly a nuke. So, I mean, honestly, maybe the Hexer thing is like... I would have said Nem or Sif. Yeah, Sif is the pure magic route. I'm concerned about a pure magic route, though, because there's not really easy transitions. Like, the aptitudes here are kind of spooky for just, like... It's mostly the conj -3 that's a real pain. So I kind of would have to go for allies, and I don't have any ally spells, and I don't have any necromancy spells. Like, it'd be one thing if I had some aptitudes that kind of better offset the conj -3, but I don't have anything that's like +2. You know, this is all, it's all doable. It just feels kind of anti-synergistic. And these spells are enough to carry for a while, and then I can sort of do something else. So I'm sort of thinking more stabbery type thing. Seems fairly natural. I don't want to get into tons and tons of melee is the issue. It's very Spriggan-like, because we're just not going to have any good AC, really. Like, yes, there's Trickster, but that's going to be kind of inconsistent. Maybe you're able to make it mostly consistent, I'm not sure. I do have a ton of enchant weapon scrolls early, that's nice. I don't have any particular spells other than Forgecraft stuff, which is possible, but again, kind of getting into melee a little bit. I mean, so anything with like stabbing obviously is getting into melee, to be fair. Okay, so what? There's always Gozag. I'm afraid Quaz is out and also not discovered yet, and I'm okay with that. I kind of wanted to try Dith. But we don't have Dith yet. And this does feel like a character that probably wants to take a god a bit sooner rather than later. Nemelex is always a pretty safe option that I know fairly well. Gozag is... What's our aptitude on HP? We already are HP -1. I don't know that I want to go HP -2. That seems kind of painful for a character that's already lacking AC. So I'm not super keen on Hep. So I'm thinking between it's Gozag, Nemelex. Rue is always fine, but it doesn't feel as synergistic. Gozag does get me like distraction stabs at least. Kind of tempted to just go Nemelex, because Nemelex I know better than, say, New Moklub. New Moklub is just like kind of all-out offense. Rue is like, I know Rue well, but I don't love it. Kind of what I'm going for is like Nemelex maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Weird how I've like gone back to Nemelex. Let's do it. I'm still using my level 1 spell mostly. Behold cards. I'm hoping to find like a short blade with an ego soon, so I can enchant it. Because I don't really want to just enchant a plain one. Oh, really? Come on. Ooh, this is ugly. Crap. That confusion from that orc wizard was clutch. I guess it's my fault for not like doing something more proactive, but that was nasty. Oh, I have an enchant armor. I need to use that. I guess we do it on the cloak, probably. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That confusion. I tried to walk it off and it just did not work. Would have been a good time to ID curing, but I guess I did not do that. What do we need right now? Oh. Know what I thought I was doing there. Let's try Cacophony. Sticky plant. Cool. Let's try 3. I would like to get this spell. What is OTR? I guess I actually want to train up some more alchemy, even though it's expensive. Let's try 7 alchemy, because I want to be able to cast OTR. Hey, I would like that +0 cloak, that's for sure. Got him. We got him, folks. And they say never go after the cloak. They say you always end up dead. Wrecked by Mercury Vapour. OTR's fail rate's going down a bit. Meth is down to 10%. We're cooking. And auto pickup being this broken is really annoying, but what do you do? It's like all the new types are not getting to auto pickup. So I have to like manually turn them on each time. Bombardier beetle. Hey, you cannot sticky flame me, you fool. Let's do some. Might want to do this to 8. Yeah, imagine being sticky flame. I can't imagine it. How sure how anybody could live with the idea of being sticky flame. OTR has still got the red veil, so that kind of concerns me, I guess. Alchemy is also helping sticky flame, speaking thereof. Very sad, cannot use Potion of Mutation. There's Ellie. I like how this orc is not waking up from, like, me casting this spell repeatedly. What the heck? Why was it... Does this spell not make noise? Huh. Why is it quiet? That's really weird. Interesting. Broken Ash. Oh, other wand. Love it. Love how wands identify and then do not auto pick up. Hopefully I can go diagnose that and fix that after the stream. I don't know how my RC managed to break so thoroughly in 033. Book Emporium. Oh, this is... See, like my previous games have just not gotten shops, but we're getting... Oh, that's not a very good shop, but... Here we got some spells. Lam Lobon's essay on portals. I'm not... Oh, I guess he does have Blink. Teleport Other. Bearing's favorite spell. Manifold Assault for the Gnome Saiyan PO build. They are like... They are plus 0-2 low, so it's not, you know, terrible. Maxwell's Memoranda. MCC. MCC is a spell that I could use more easily, but I wouldn't want to use only that. Not having Chain Lightning would kind of suck. Maybe Magnavolt here is passable. I just don't... Huh. This is a newer spell. Thin layer of magnetically charged metal fragments and unleashes a surge of electricity firing additional beam. Not quite sure how that plays out. It sounds like it is resistible, I imagine. Got some Cannonade. Cannonade's level 5, so a little bit higher level. Book of Hexes. Anguish, Cause Fear, and Feeble. Thus making our sort of Hexes plan. Cause Fear is excellent, so I'd like to get that book, probably. Book of Lightning is just sort of a mid-level air book. I don't think I want to go the... Book of Weapons. Some Forgecraft, including the level 9 Forgecraft spell. Dimensional Bullseye is not going to be that great. Fires or throws, yeah. So that's if you're going the throwing route, that could be kind of cool, but not really going the throwing route. Metabolic, Inglatiation, that might be okay for us. I've never been a big fan of that spell, but I've also never tried to use it. Manual of Shapeshifting. So I would like to get that Book of Hexes. $sign. And buy that to ID it. Put that on the old list. Yeah, cool. We actually got some good consumable shops for once in a run. So we're finally starting to get don't want this thing to hit me. Okay, so we got OTR down to a good fail rate. I think we can stop that and do... Let's try 4.0 for fire. I would like to get Sticky Flame usable. I think that's probably going to be a pretty good spell. Oh, we got an ossuary. In fact, we've already found the entrance. Should be pretty easy. Feel kind of bad that we haven't enchanted our dagger. Looking for a short... I just want one with like something that's not just mundane. I guess I could find a brand weapon at some point. But then, like, I don't know, I'm not losing that much. I guess the thing about like conserving enchant scrolls for this species is you're always going to have, yeah, if you do find a really good pair of gloves or whatever they are that you could equip that's pre-enchanted, like you'll probably have a slot for it. You don't got to worry too much about conserving your skulls. You kind of just want to dump them as much as you can right away. Yeah, because we don't really have any melee output. Yep, I have no intention of being Sticky Flame myself, but for monsters, this is very much a call an ambulance but not for me situation with respect to Sticky Flame, if I'm being honest. Sticky Flame confirmed bad in sewers, actually, though, now that I think about it. Due to all the water and such. Die! Yeah, good job with that Curare. That's going to do a lot for me. Good job, dork. One range makes it unusable. I think I get good mileage out of it, but I'm definitely going to want to get some more dodging. And this character, I guess, is going to start taking dex pretty soon. So we'll get to a point where it should be at least passable, I think. But yeah, it's certainly not what it was back in the day when it was like really, really good. Getting plenty of gold for our shop. Nice to have a game where I actually care about the gold that I'm earning because I'm actually finding something to buy. We stabbity stabbed. We stabbity stabbed again. Guess I could OTR here, right? Might be faster. More Kurarare. Yeah, OTR confirmed good. More enchant armor, that's great. Got tons of AC, 10. That's like almost the max AC you can have. Invo. I want to get some Invo going. I don't have any cards yet. I guess that's premature, so let's try short blades. Again, would be really nice if we could get a branded short blade. VK, but you have to get a single kill, or what is VK? Vape night? Where you have to vape? I've never much been into vaping, if I'm honest. So I guess that background, vape night is not for me. I can see how people would like it. Okay. Yeah, I was like trying to think of what that was. Do show up vape night. Plus 0 boots, don't mind if I do. That looks like a door that could never lead to anything horrible if you were to open it. Ever. Staff of Conj. I don't think I'm going to be using the old Staff of Conj. I guess that's a swap, though. Kind of is actually usable for us. What? Oh, okay. Well, it's just Oka. Expecting something much worse. We got good telly going on. Yeah, at first I was like, is that, like, what is that? Is that, Vampire Night, maybe? A little bit confused. Bunch of us. Yeah, it's, the Oka plant theme is, like, kind of interesting. Oh. I think it might be time for Meph Reasons. Please die, sir. Oh, I could just confuse stab it. I kind of forgot about that. I did in fact get cards. Let's get some invocations going. Invispot is quite nice. Ooh. Like the identify that we've been finding. Helpful. Okay, now we've got curing. That's good. No, probably I want to get interesting. Shadow Imp. Is this where Sticky Flame is going to save the day? I think so. Oh. Check it. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, you have to stand next to it. Oh, that's right. You don't run away. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm with it now. I understand. Well, that's actually pretty good for... Okay. I love the prompt, though. Well, he died, like, instantly. So there you go. There's our Death Altar. Right, I forgot how that got totally, like, changed, of course. I knew there was a change. I was trying to remember what it was, and that's what it was. Which seems good. Once we get, like, our evasion up, that's certainly going to be useful as supplementary damage. Dith got totally... It does do that, but it got completely reworked. Nope, so it doesn't... I guess you weren't too familiar with the old Dith, so it doesn't matter to you, but yeah, it does very different things now. I guess it doesn't do the aura anymore. It doesn't do the Shadow Slip, Aphonic Marionette. Yeah, it has like actives. A lot of actives. And so you can see old Dith for what it used to do. Yeah, people have praised that as good. Wow, the irony of stabbing a sleep cap. The irony of it. Folks, what we've got here are 2 scrolls of acquirement. Yes, please. Manual of Dodging, Scarf of Shadows. Interesting. That's an interesting one. That's a very good scarf for us. I like the scarf. Manual dodging is very attractive, obviously, but we're already +1. I feel like the scarf is going to do a lot for us. In the long term. It gets dark. Yeah, yes it does. Alright, scroll number 2. Vapour, Rapier of Venom. Well, that is a short blade. Not the best stabbing tool, but it is a better melee tool. RF, our core ring is fine, but not exciting. Now I must put on every shadow scarf. That's true. I have to get to Los, I think it stops, doesn't it? You can't get to Los 1, can you? Or maybe you can. But yes, Los is still reciprocal. There are a couple of weird exceptions with, like, stuff like... To what extent does Ash... Ash no longer has the active thing of doing like the seeing through walls, but like a Scroll of Revelation sort of breaks it. I guess that's mapping and just revealing without actually technically showing. I think it works through mapping means and not through actual Los showing. But anyway, yeah, Los is reciprocal. So I'm thinking of taking this +2 Rapier Venom, long story short, because that's pretty useful. RF, our core is nice to have, but 520 gold is nice because I can buy some... I can start to buy that manual of hexes. It's actually a very good point. I don't yet... I mean, it still does, you know, find enough stabs for most situations, and it's actually good in melee, and I can enchant it. That is quite good. How far am I from the manual, or from the Book of Hexes? Pretty far. So I'd be able to get... Yeah, that's right. So Ash still does that. In addition to, like, the trap suppression. So getting the Book of Hexes would be quite good. I don't actually have any Hexes skill trained, but I do have an incredible aptitude for it of +4, so that's not really that much of an issue. So what do I value more? Having some good melee immediately. Again, I can enchant up that rapier and have a really good weapon. Like for melee purposes, not as good as a stabbing weapon, but that's fine. I can switch easily. Or do I want to get the hex spells now? That would give us Anguish, which is not... Anguish, going all damage they deal to rebound on them. Yeah, this is better with, like, allies. Because if they do damage to me, it's kind of a problem. I mean, it's still probably useful. Cause Fear is a great escape spell, and Enfeeble is like sort of a late game thing anyway, so the more I look at this, the more I think like, okay, it would be nice to have Cause Fear, certainly, that's an excellent spell, but I can probably wait on this, so yeah, I think I'm going to go for the weapon now. And we'll put that in there, and we'll enchant it up. There we go. Now we can do some decent melee, and in many situations we'll stab with it too, because we won't care. It'll just be an initial big burst of damage. Uh-oh, folks. You know what that is. That is the new Necropolis portal. From a Regret Index merged into Trunk just today. It has a long... oh, thank you, Nem. Thank you very much. Those might come in handy when I go face a bunch of overpowered ghosts. When you went into it, you're like, what is this? I think it's in the Learn DB. Oh, did we just find it? I think we might have. Look at it, I can tab things. Guys, it's amazing. I'm tabbing. I found it. I'm tabbing. Okay, how do I... Okay, I don't... That's not what I want. You're not a ghost portal. This... pathing. Oh, God. Really? This is what I have to go through? I think I don't have much of a choice. Okay, good. Just tab you. Maracuda is a little bit scary. 4.8. Wow. Oh, what am I doing? Really? I'm gonna actually... The Maracuda actually scares me a bit. Well. Okay. You're starting to piss me off. Thank you. Must have gotten updated for April Fools. Why do you say that? Ah, the Ogres of Shrek. Yeah, that might start a few days before. That's one that's actually built into the game. I totally forgot about that. We made that like a date thing. So it's all servers are gonna have that, of course. What we got here? A lost soul wandering. Oh, tragic. Very tragic. Nobo's ghosts, 2 sky beasts. Point of warping. This is all meffable stuff. All these cards, too, are definitely making... Oh, hey, look, it's my vault. Wand of Mind Burst. Douche Baguette. Oh, Dagger of Distortion. I can't swap that, unfortunately. Short Sword of Venom. Unfortunately, you're a bit too late with that. So it's the Distortion Dagger, and then the Ghost, and I don't know what that... The problem is always going to be the Ghosts. That looks like a pretty weak Ghost. Deep Elf Fire Elemental. Oh, but it has spells. It has Foxfire and Scorch. Okay, so that actually is sort of dangerous. I only have 5 summoning... Well, let's take a look at the rest of the... We got here. Potion of Curing. Yeah, we'll definitely skip that one. Oh, this is nice, because I'm just, like, totally getting... This is, like, a ton of free cards. This was worth it just to enter to get the Piety. I kind of want to start with this one. So if I open this, is it going to open all of them? I think it is. What is this ghost? I should examine it. Weapon of Draining, so I don't care about that. Just, okay. So just high AC. Okay, yes, they do all open. Bam, okay. Can I paralyze you? No. Okay. Raw. Summoning. Nice, good, good. Do I want to take another one? I might actually want to draw another... I don't have any Evos, so this is probably not going to do that much. I think I do want to draw another summoning here. Good. Oh, get wrecked, Ghost. You got utterly destroyed there. I do need them to kill this Sky Beast probably pretty... Oh, does it have AF? Or no, it has Airstrike as a spell, doesn't it? I'm not sure about that. Enemies in the vault's completely immune before you open the door. No, they're just normal enemies. If you had a way to attack behind the door, it's just that everything prevents that. These... Okay, no, so I don't need to worry about these guys. I don't think I can get over there before they desummon. And what do we got over here? This stuff is probably going to be easier. I just have to be careful. Which one has... I guess I can pre-meth. Okay. Again, I'll do some summons, I guess. Probably don't want to do the summons into the meth clouds. I want to be careful about that. Ooh. Oh, that's... Whoa. Something just died. Okay. I want to get more fire. Okay, we got that. So that's probably... Yeah, you guys are screwed. Kill it. get wrecked by 3 centaur. I kind of didn't see that they were centaur warriors. Like, holy crap. Get absolutely wrecked. Why do I... Ring of Int? Interesting. I love this. And I do want throwing nets. Not jewelry. Don't need that. There's a few reasons. There's a number of kind of mind burst. Need to get that. Okay. The god of impatience. There's a number of reasons. One is just the overabundance of the type of the style of Ghost Vault, where it's like you see of Holy Wrath. Oh, can I even use Holy Wrath? Yeah, no. That's right, forgot. There was an overabundance of those vaults. Every time they place, there are these challenge vaults that take up space, and many of them you don't bother doing. And so they're just kind of taking up space as like in the dungeon generation. And they felt like kind of oversaturated. It is true that there's something lost by not having them be random, but there's something gained in terms of having that space filled up with actually content that's going to be relevant ever, or at least now, because the issue is, and so this I don't think there's anything else. Like there was just a cure pot in there, right? It's a pretty successful first Ghost Vault. I used like 3 cards, or first Necropolis, I should say. And what was that? That was the main issue, I guess. The other issue is that the backtracking aspect that Ghosts... Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge shrinkage that it effectively causes, because it is some... Also, people don't really find the backtracking to be as compelling. I've always been of the opinion that... Yes, that's correct. Ghost Vaults only appear... You may notice that when you go into the Necropolis, all the old Ghost Vaults appear in the Necropolis as one of the... You get 3 vaults, there's like a range of difficulties, and now they only appear in Necropolis, but the Necropolis can appear at most depths in the game. Dungeon depths, layer branches, I think in layer as well, and in vaults, crypt, elf. It does not appear in Zot. And you can also get multiple Necropolises in a game. I'm not sure what the average number is, if it's actually like 2. It's not many, but you can get them. You can get multiple. I'm toxic. Roaming ghosts. Most people don't miss those that much. I mean, there's a certain like sense of fun that you get from like having to run away from a really powerful monster like that, but at the same time, I think most people... It just seemed that the Ghost Vaults were, for a combination of reasons, as similar, slightly less number. That's a good point. I forget how many you see per game. It's probably less overall, I would assume. Why, thank you, Nemelex. I can just beat this guy up with my +6 weapon. How are we doing on sticky? 10%, maybe a little bit lower. Kind of a lot of fire to train, though. I think I'd rather train up some more alchemy, even though it's a bit more expensive. Still want to get these spells. Volatile blast mode. So I haven't used this one. This one is available to us now. These explode with contact with open flame, including... I don't know how good this is, but I don't imagine it's going to be very competitive with the kind of higher level spells that I have. Get wrecked bees, OTR. Do we have anything that's not fully enchanted? Yes, we do. I'm actually filled up in slots. Go back and get these. Let's go identify this stuff. We're really looking for blinking force in particular. There we go. No, CD. Don't mind spending this now because it's an actual tangible upgrade. This is setting us back on our quest for we have consumable wise. Don't have a ton. I'll go ahead and buy this. How much telly do we have? We have 6, that's pretty good. Fog is not that good. Probably not worth worrying about. Yes, that is the new spell, Cataclysmic Detonation, I think. Detonation Catalyst. Each time you hit a monster with this buff active, it does an explosion centered on the monster. The damage scales based on spell power and the base damage of the weapon that you use, or which also works for a UC so it also works for unarmed combat. And just if you attack, you don't decrement the duration, so you can attack forever. But as soon as you start doing other things, it rapidly decreases the. Oh, hey, do we have dig? We don't. It's just an addition. It's like it's a higher level spell, like you saw. You want to train more Invo here pretty soon. Got a lot of cards, and I would like to get more value out of it. This is probably good for Alchemy. Let's get some more Invo. Nem is definitely an Invo-heavy god. Stabbity stab. Not that these are monsters that I care about. Brilliance, that's nice. Rune dagger. Okay, here we go. Slight improvement. Staff of Air, that is a source of Aralek. What do I have that's conj? Mercury, I guess I could use that for Mercury. I should have been using that for Mercury Arrow, huh? As a swap, to be honest. Because I was spamming that spell. Look at me tabbing stuff. Tabbing like I don't care. Meleeing with sticky flame. Oh, why don't I have on this ring of int? Holy crap. That is a good ring. I saw that I picked that up, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I like... Oh, and I have Faith with Nemelex. Yeah, Faith is good. I'll take that over G-Spirit, I think. I'm getting, like, tons of cards, which is awesome. Actually, I'm full up on Destruction. I need to kind of use some of it. Hello, Toxic Radiance. You are my friend. Haste is nice. We got Morningstar. Oh, do I have on random tiles? Oh, no, I don't. That reminds me, I should... Oh, are my macros working? There we go. We can do random tiles for a bit. Some of you haven't seen random tiles, so now you can see it. This guy is slightly spooky. Well, that's good to hear, because that spell, Guardian Golem, which was its predecessor, was not so widely beloved. So, what do we got here? What do I want to train? That is the question. Dodging, short blades? I think I really... Ooh. Green Ugly Thing is definitely worthy of a... Okay. Guess that's good. I want to summon here? I kind of want to summon. Yeah. Ogre scares me just a bit. Get wrecked. I don't like using all my summon cards or anything. We don't need poison. Carrara is good, but we don't need poison. Do I have any other... I don't have any other spells. Walking Alembic. I don't know what that one does. This is a lot. How many cards? Love this Vitriol card. Wow, I've gotten Vitriol that many times in a row? That's crazy. That was nuts. Probably a bit overkill there. But we have so many cards that... Golem that makes poison clouds dishes out free potions if it hits enough things. Or potion effects for allies when it's... So is that Forgecraft then, I assume? Maybe Alchemy Forgecraft or something like that? Could be something that we use, potentially. What do we got? Short Sword, Vampiric War Axe. Nope. Not for us. So, blades to 8. Get some defenses. All the shops, I am not complaining. What do we got? Potion of Enlightenment, Brass Wand. I'd like to get that wand. Wand of Digging, good. Resist Core, we already have. Wow. Get freaking wrecked, orcs. I'm feeling that orc is going to be kind of easy in comparison to like Lair, which has a lot more rPois and stuff. As they say, if you have OTR, orc is kind of easy. If you have like poison themed spells in general. Get toxified, my friend. I can't hit you with anything. But you'll, like, die to poison, I guess. Anyway. Yeah. Don't want him to touch me, but... Yeah, I do have destruction, but I am keeping an eye on my card usage. Don't want to go absolutely nuts. It's easy to overdo it and get like a little bit hard. I need to stack 5, but I can't. I don't have that ability yet. So if I can do it safely without using cards, that is certainly ideal. Pyromancer, you say? Pyromancer, do you resist fire? Oh. It appears you do not resist fire, Pyromancer. Amnesia. Well, we're having a pretty good time. So far with this, I was really worried about this Poltergeist, but so far it's been good. How it's going to really feel long-term doing stabbing, I'm not quite sure. Nemelex doesn't really give you stab opportunities, but I do have good spells available. And this Nemelex does sort of give you escape options. But this is not like a strong stabber god, per se, but it's certainly fine. Like, it does get the job done. As for the cards, Nem. I don't know what that one is called. It looks like a saltling, maybe? Or like a deformed thing. Some stealth. I could try to stab something like this, but it seems basically safer to, I am going to use... or an enemy that can, like, get adjacent to you and one-shot you. That's why Nem is drawing cards. I wasn't paying attention to the tile. Oh yeah, those messages are basically fake. That's whenever... It's just like flavor text for random tiles. Whenever it changes tile, it has... For some of the gods, it has customized messages. Not that many of them, just mostly ones that I was like, happened to be playing more of when I made random tiles. I want to meth these guys. This looks like a meth situation to me. Yes, good. I forgot I have meth. Ooh. Now we got an ogre mage, and I am out of MP. I want to kill this one. Good. And then we want to get away from the ogre mage and like regen our MP before I take her on. I mean, I can destruct her, I guess, but... Well, hello, insects. You know what you're not good at dealing with? This poor guy. Really? Oh, good blink. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's not working out for you, is it? You're dead. You're very dead. For you, what do I do? Well, guess I can melee. Yeah, should be fine. My vigor. Ooh, two-headed ogre again, huh? What do I want to do with you? Do I want to meth you? Sure, that sounds good. Do that. Nice. Get wrecked, ogre mage. Good. Very good. You have to pay a little bit slow with these sorts of characters, at least for a while, but they're never very tab happy, ever. I mean, a character with this sort of defenses just feel like it's kind of inherently slow. Yep. Sometimes you gotta zap a beetle. That's just the facts of life. What do we have? We've got Invo fighting. Could train a little bit of Evo for the stuff I have going on. It's not the worst idea. Little boost to wands, but I do have Nemelex, and that is kind of just mostly superior. Our C-Ring's not going to do a lot of work this game. I think I'm going to need G-Spirit. Get me stabbed. Oh, I almost stabbed the Shadow Ghast. A shame. I can do this, right? Well, weakening it was a good idea. I can't sticky it. Yeah, just tap it. Some rubber. Very good. We still don't have layer entrance, interestingly enough. Maladies sounds good for us. Iron Blight, Ice Necromancy. Curse of Agony, okay. Never mind, that's all necromancy stuff. Looks like we have found lair. Need a fallback position here. Ooh. Need a little bit of help. Taking a lot of damage suddenly. Yeah, we got some hits from those yaks for sure. Prison scroll. Closers or fridge. Probably not gonna mess with that. Well, I've got a lot of cards. I should use them. Guess I can't really do anything with these gloves, right? Spells, so many necromancy spells. I could do something with necromancy certainly, but it feels like kind of redundant. Or, well, it feels not super synergistic, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Is this the ward? Might have to be careful here. Yeah, we've got to be really careful. What the heck? This got really bad all of a sudden. He's dead. He's dead. Do I fear? I can't. I only have one turn before this guy gets close to me, is the thing. He's gonna get adjacent. He could kill me, actually. Kind of waited too long here. This escalated quite a lot more than I would have liked. The issue is the opportunity attack, so so I kind of need to use a more effective consumable here. That letting that ogre get close was stupid, but this isn't going to be reliable enough. No, not even close. What about that? No, okay. Good to know. That did work, though. That was dangerous. Let's not do that again. Well, I want to go get that. Getting cause fear would have been nice, too. I did have cards, but unfortunately, it's like... That's the randomness of it. Like, I could have summoned, but... Summon can make hostiles. Probably a summon card would have been the best play there, rather than my Fear Scroll, to be honest. I would have said a single summon probably is gonna... Man, I keep getting the shops, though. Not too sad about that. Okay. This is probably decent. Just, I got flanked by multiple dangerous monsters from different directions. This sauce is wandered down 25. That did the trick for that ogre, at least. Yeah, using a Fear Skull is kind of sad, but probably not the end of the world. Well, it is time to go to lair, I think. We're gonna have to be a little bit... Oh, actually didn't want to do that. Go to lair, not. Thank you for the cards, Nemelex. We'll be training more invos soon. And more stealth, more dodging. Brand weapon, okay. So if we want to put a brand on our dagger, for example, that would be a way to do it. Warping, not bad. Blinking, very good. I'm gonna need that. To 12.0. I'm going to train very rapidly. Oh, now it's picking up. What are you gonna do? Spell-wise... That did the trick. Meth and kind of stabs there. Get AC from debuffing. Let's finish up this rapier. Wave of distortion. Another blinking. Yeah, I guess I need to use Suppose I should explore with this dagger. I don't feel like trying to stab these things because it feels like it's kind of a waste of time. What do we got going on now? That's stealth. Let's do this because it's still cheap. Because their aptitude is so good. Anything good on this level? Doesn't seem like it. Oh. Wait, make sure he's not. Poison. Got him. Oh, now I can do Cacophony. Anything here? Throwing nets? Nothing. So now I have this gated ability. Or XP gated ability, I meant to say. Acquirement, here we go. What do we got? Quick blade of venom. Okay. That is a good weapon. It's definitely an upgrade. Unfortunately, I've dumped all my enchant weapon into this rapier. But that is an excellent weapon. It is pretty pog. I feel like I have to go for it. Yeah. Is there any? Well, that's not how you spell enchant. Question is, so what's the? How does that work again? I guess I have to compare it. Its base is 7. Base is 4, but it attacks twice, and it's 0.5? What is rapier? 0.6? No, they have the same... Huh. It's not that much better from the standpoint of pure base damage, so it's not really going to be competitive until I can enchant it more. Because we're talking 0.5 min delay, 7... versus 2 times 4. So it's definitely better. It does have a bit more accuracy, but with that much of a enchant difference, I feel like it's not quite going to be competitive just yet. Of course, I can rebrand it, but I kind of need more enchant weapon, which is not an easy thing to just go get a hold of. I've definitely used all of them for the rapier, so we'll have to sort of keep an eye out for enchant weapon, obviously. I go this way? No. Are we gonna get the stab? We got the stab. We did it, folks. Let's go ahead and get this to min delay, though, so we can better melee with it. Wizardry, that's kind of cool. Not really going to get a lot of use out of that right now, but could help us at some point. But +6 int is probably going to be the bigger thing. Oh, and there's Discord. Discord is kind of interesting. Discord is a way to get a ton of AC, I would assume. So that actually could be pretty good for us, like comparatively better than it usually is, maybe. I might be interested in actually using that. Book of Dreams. Oh, EH. Hell yeah. Give me some EH faux show. Let's train up some hexes. Start with 6. This should train really fast. I don't know if I can. Oh, what is it again? Songs. West. I don't know if it'll work off of. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope that's the one that you wanted. I guess it did recognize a YouTube hash, so. Double Dragon. I thought about making that a little bit cheaper so people could use it a bit more, but probably people don't know. Maybe I need to do one of those like regular water elemental. I don't like this. Yeah, vitriol. Heck yeah. The orb. Okay, that was. Oh. Okay. I guess that one of those hit it. That was a bit odd though. Submission 3 is good. Book of Air. The old swiftness. Potentially useful if I wanted to train for that. Oh my god. Okay. That's certainly a lot of stuff. Definitely we're going to be doing some Nemelec stuff for this. I don't want this Hydra standing in a door, yeah. So I cannot close this like this. Okay, that's good. Okay. Ouch, that was painful. Yikes, could you stop, like, shooting me with bolts of fire, please? Okay, Lindworm's almost dead, that's good. Got him. What did that do? Huh. Okay, well, I guess I had to burn a heal wounds there. Got it. Oh, there's just nothing in here. Concerned Sparkle indeed. Also, why isn't Concerned Sparkle showing for me? Huh, do I not have that as an emote? Oh, I should totally get... Oh, I should totally put in Concerned Sparkle. How foolish of me. Was not much in that vault aside from a lot of scary stuff, unfortunately. I was expecting maybe a little bit more. We got tarantellas. There we go. Got the lucky confuse hit. We get some more spell casting, I guess. Wouldn't hurt. Meth. Sky Shark. Get blown up to bits. I could try to stab it, but those things are pretty dangerous. They if they oh, I don't have blood, so I guess they can't berserk. Is that right? I would assume that's the case. Probably be stabbing some of these things a bit more. My plasma. I don't have plasma. I have no plasma, lymphocytes, or any of that stuff. Second ring of int is... Ooh. I don't know that I want to mess with Rupert. I don't know if I want to mess with the root. I mean, I could destroy him. Well, I'm a ghost, so I shouldn't have any, like, fluids, bodily fluids of any kind, really. The orb. Goodbye, Rupert. You got blown up by the orb. Remember Rupert the bear? I don't remember Rupert the bear, actually. I probably should, but I don't. Stabby stab. Look at these stabs. Look at them all. All those yaks apparently had our poison, because I don't think any of them got confused. Get stabbed, sir. Oh, we can go by the hexes. Let's go by that. Let's do it. I want my cause fear. Ooh, and I can already cast it. Excellent. And what else do we have? Anguish. I'm going to pass on. Then we've got Enfeeble and Discord. Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin, I remember. Rupert the Bear, I do not. Hexes are still dirt cheap, so we'll go for like 12 hexes for now. Whoa. Ooh. I'm gonna do this like so, maybe? Mostly concerned about the jellies hitting me a little bit hard, but these are pretty weak. Pretty weak J's. Oh. What is this? Cloak? Okay, well, I don't like that, so I went up. I took the hatch. Wow. Sticky Flame is just annihilating these things. I guess they're not that strong in general, but... Was this the open, Nope. Enchant armor? We are a fully enchanted ghost. I think all our slots are +2. That can be +2. So this is like some of the most AC that we're ever gonna have, unless we get like lucky with I could EH, and probably should have that cane toad, I guess, but we've got a lot of tools in our tool belt here for doing stabber type things. Just need to kind of use so many offensive tools right now. It's a bit of a shame. Oh yeah, I am gonna need to train up. I am gonna need to stack 5. Let me do that right now. Tomb, okay. Velocity. Summoning. Escape. Escape. Okay. So what would be our elixir? Could wear the crown of vainglory. That'd be pretty funny. What does vainglory let you put on? More jewelry? Is that what it does? So I'd get the full benefits of that if I found it. But yeah, it's a little bit... I mean, Nemelex does give you outs and everything, but... It seems like kind of a viable... 2 more rings is pretty hype. Seems like it's kind of viable. Maybe you need better panic buttons, though. Some meth action here. Sticky flame action. Getting a bit low on HP. Maybe we'll go up and just try the other, cycling to the other stairs. Oh, I guess I don't have the actual other stairs, do I? Yeah, I mean, obviously that is a big concern. Why didn't you pick that up? Let's send pH going. It's annoying to have to. Ooh, here we go. This is some fun stuff. These guys are poison, right? No, they are not. Oh, but they're a little bit harder to meth. That's true. This is kind of a lot, and this one isn't killed at all yet. Let's do some. Let's get ourselves some cover here. Thank you, Centaur Warrior, for like soloing that entire group. That was pretty cool of you. Some cold spells. I don't think we're going to be messing with those too much. Ooh, now we got marked. Okay, so that's a little bit dangerous. We are kind of far away from... Let's see what we can do. I'd like to get rid of this clown who's like following me. How much summoning do we have? Huh. Clown sphere? Cloud sphere, go away. Cloud sphere, go away. Go away. Actually stay. Ooh, molten gargoyle. That's not the most fun thing I've ever seen. How much stick do we have? Only 3. Good cover. I like it. Well, that'll get us to the stairs, and then... no, it's not Uruk. That was removed quite some versions ago. I think I'm just going to go up here because that's just a little bit too spooky. Sphere did some good work there. Didn't quite get us exactly what we wanted, but did some good work. I'll hopefully use some destruction to thin out some of those things that are a little bit too nasty. Bye, sir. What can I do with you? You probably have our poison, right? Wow, really? Hellhound does not have our poison. It's interesting. I assume you have RF? Yeah, immune to fire, so... The Wizards and Warriors. Great game. I put you to sleep? Can. That's nice. Put you to sleep too. Put you to sleep as well after taking a ton of fire damage. Put you to sleep as well. Good old EH. Got all the puppers came out of this vault. You I cannot put to sleep. I know that for a fact, because you have RC. Good. Sticky Flame doing some good work. Sky Shark. Stabbity stab. This is not annoying at all. Well, there's our Molten Gargoyle friend. The Orb. Got him. As the kids like to say, I got him. Spellcasting 6. Dodging seems good. You enjoy dodging things. What do we have for destruction? Okay, that... Oh. Well, you know, I don't mind that. I think that was an improvement to those particular monsters. Many tiles changing. Yeah, I guess the random tile, I can turn it off at the end of this stream. A lot of people like it, a lot of people find it odd. I mean, it is odd. It's very weird. Enchant armor. I don't think I can actually... My pack is full. That's not good. I think I want butterflies. What else we got here? Noise, I don't want. Ammo is still useful. Poison, silence could be useful sometimes. Amnesia is still good. Oh, we're all maxed out on chant for the time being. Can't be petrified, I'm pretty sure, so... Oh yeah, okay, so we did get the fire ending, but we also got the upper ending? Or no, those are from this vault, of course. They're hellhounds. That makes sense. Let's explore the outside fully first before we get into the middle of this vault. Nope knows how I like to take things slow and steady. Yeah, hellhogs are pretty nasty. They, the fireball hurts. Don't ever get to dodge it. Little knight. Oh, that's that. Okay. Watch as I... Hell hath no fury like hogs. What's up, Reese? Yep, it's definitely one you're going to see a bunch of times. Oh yeah, nice. I can stab lava snakes. That is pretty neat. I can also stab this junk. Got a molten gargoyle. Let's go here. Second F. Oh, I've turned him into an orc. The orb. Okay, that didn't work. That did work, though. How many, 23. Okay, so we still got plenty of destruction. Don't want to be caught. Yikes. Big yikes. Might actually meth this one. Oh, I hope there's not more drama, is there? I thought we took care of this. I hope there's not more drama posts. Yeah, there has been drama, and it's been incredibly stupid. But then again, what would you expect from DCSS drama with the usual parties being the ones involved? Expectations are not high. But yeah, hopefully the gist of it is now we have a rules. Yeah. That we dealt with him, I think, sufficiently. He's been communicated to as to what behavior will be acceptable and whatnot. So hopefully going forward, we're not going to see, you know, whatever anybody does off Reddit or off Discord is obviously their business, but we just don't want this Reddit and this project to be like hijacked by people who are trying to cause drama for whatever reason. Fire Dragon, not really worth to go opening this and fight that thing. I mean, I could. Yeah, video game internet drama rarely is compelling and interesting in its own right. It's always sort of amusing, but it's not really, like, compelling. Ever. It's always sort of sad. That's just the way it goes, though. When you're in a video game community, and if you, like, start to get involved in, like, the management of it on some level, you're going to run into it eventually. And, that's, you know, that's the way it goes. People get passionate about the stuff related to their hobbies, and sometimes people are just, you know, trolls, obviously, but... And there can be a mix. There's definitely a spectrum there as well. But on a more positive note, we have finished Lair. This character is still alive. We haven't really had any super close calls. I'd say our power level is quite good. We're obviously defensively pretty weak, and we're going to really feel that by the time we go into Lair branches. We're really going to need to make sure that we have all of our tools working properly. Like long term, it would be good to have Enfeeble. I think Discord would be a good thing to target to get up to enough hexes to do that. That could probably help with some of the group fights in layer branches. What did we get as far as layer branches? We got shoals. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun. And spider. At least we have flight because we're a poltergeist. And we have OTR for spider. So spider's going to be fairly easy, and definitely the first branch we try. But shoals will certainly be scarier, but OTR is also good there as well. We don't have a lot of, you know, that's sort of just for AoE damage. Obviously, we're going to have stabby, hexy stuff. Our spell power with OTR is not particularly good, and I don't know how much more we really want to train Alchemy to change that, because, like, we're kind of going to look a little bit more towards hexes in general, but that's mostly single target stuff. So There's probably going to be more luring of stuff in our future. Eventually OTR is going to fall off in relevance, but it is excellent for both of the layer branches that we have, or at least it's good in shoals. The problem is that there are things in shoals that have really good ranged attacks. Mostly Javelineers are spooky. Aquamancers are kind of spooky. Merfolk Impalers and the other Merfolk and such, if they get close, or something like a Satyr. So there's plenty of ranged stuff in shoals that we'd have to contend with, but maybe with Discord we can get some good mileage out of that, get the AC, get a bunch of AC from that. I also haven't even used our ability, Cacophony, yet. What does the description say? Fully manifest your poltergeist nature, making all armor, fly out and attack independent actions, boot scarves. Gleeful din fills the air. Cannot be directed by more than a short distance. Freely fire through them. Sometimes dazing. So that could be really good. This is sort of another AoE option, but of course it's only going to be available like kind of once in a while. For the rest of it, we'll lean on Nem, and we're going to want to get some more Invo for that. But Invo is pretty expensive for us to train. I guess that's one note about having chosen Invo, is that Nem really wants like definitely a minimum of 15, but if not more, and we are -1. That's a minor point against choosing Nemelex, but it was one of the better Temple God options. A bit boring because I'm not seeing anything new. I could have gone Mocklub, for example, but there's a limit to how many new things you might like to learn about in a run, and I've already got 2 of them with Poltergeist and Alchemist. So maybe it was good picking something a bit more familiar that I knew would reasonably support the playstyle. So it looks like we next want to train up some dodging and some fighting. We need to get to min delay for short blades. Look out for enchant weapons so we can maybe switch to that quick blade to be able to do better melee. And we'll want to keep taking dex. And like I said, we will probably train up hexes a lot for Discord, which is 98% fail, quite a ways away. And also Enfeeble, which is a lot closer. So that'll be another thing that we'll do. After dodging 10 and maybe fighting 10, I will probably try to rush some more hexes to get those 2 spells going so that by the time I enter layer branches, I can cast both of them. Enfeeble, I don't know how useful that's really going to be with all the other arsenal stuff that we have, but later on that'll be useful. But Discord, I'm kind of interested to see how good that is. Like, it might be pretty good. Bunch of extra AC and then other Nemelex stuff to mix in, and I don't know. Maybe it'll be kind of weak, though. In the past, I haven't had a great opinion of it. But it's possible that it's really good. Well, I think I'm going to send you guys over to Toad, who is playing some Hades, which is definitely relevant to roguelikes. So thanks for stopping by. I'm probably not going to stream again tomorrow, but maybe on Tuesday would be good. That would be pretty reasonable. Possible I'll stream tomorrow, but you know, it's doing 2 days in a row is less than ideal. But this character seems to be doing pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. It's doing good. Haven't had too many struggles, so that's nice. It's been pretty fun. So enjoy a little bit of Hades, and I'll catch you guys soon.